All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This is your boy BJ back with another fight announcement. All right, so we got Montana, my girl, Montana De La Rosa, set to face Luana Carolina. Oh my gosh. So, I 3 or 4 years ago, I could say it's a wipe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would laugh at Luana Carolina being matched up with Montana. But Luana Carolina has been putting together some wins lately. You know, she's just been putting together some wins lately. She's been looking real solid. Her striking's been looking good. She's been fighting with a lot of confidence. Luana Carolina is fighting confident out here in these damn fights. You know? And she's ready to take on whoever. I think rankings are on the line here for this fight. You know, I think there's whoever wins this fight should put them at number 15. But you know, I got to talk about the improvements that we've seen from Montana De La Rosa in her last fight against Andrea Lee in the rematch. I think Montana's been hardened, guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say why I think she's been hardened. Montana fought some tough competition, man. She fought Tatiana Suarez. She lost to Viviane Araújo. She lost to J.J. Aldridge. You know, she took some tough losses. And, that lost to Macy Barber. And I think Montana, who was used to winning a lot in the UFC, I think these losses kind of hardened her and made her toughen up, because Montana used to deal with a lot of mental stuff going into fights, like the nerves and actually being afraid to go in there and fight. Like, you would never know that until she told you, but I knew that there was something going on with Montana, like something just wasn't coming together, and she's faced some of the toughest girls in the division. You know what I'm saying? And she took some hard loss. She took that loss. That loss to Macy, to me, was one of the hardest losses. And, she took that loss and she got better. We've seen a much better, when she came out fighting Andrea Lee, we've seen a much better Montana De La Rosa. We've seen a much more technical Montana De La Rosa, a Montana that didn't hold back, a Montana that let her hands go and looked real solid on the feet. Not only in the grappling, but on the feet as well. And she's really rounded out her game. And I think that this is going to be a good fight. I think the striking in this fight is going to be interesting. The striking is going to be something. And I think that Montana can outstrike Luana Carolina. I think Luana's good with that drunken monkey style that she fights with. But Montana's, but Luana Carolina doesn't really sit down on stuff. She doesn't really hit people with power like that. Versus what, Montana is hitting you with power. Montana is one of the bigger flyweights who has pop on the end of her punches. And I think Montana will be able to find Luana Carolina in there. And I think she'll be able to close the distance on Luana Carolina and get the fight to the ground. If she can drag Luana Carolina to the ground, Montana can dominate Luana on the ground. I think this will be another good one. Montana got to claw her way back, into being taken seriously again, because at one point people were like, okay, Montana is out here, scrapping it out, winning fights. People were kind of starting to turn their eye to Montana a little bit, but then she started taking those losses. She kind of lost track there. She kind of got off the rails a little bit. But I think I think we've seen a vast improvement from Montana, especially in that rematch with Andrea Lee. She approached Andrea Lee a lot better and a lot different than she did in the first fight. She was trying to fight behind a jab in that first fight, and it didn't work out for her. This time around, she was throwing in combination, landing head kicks, uppercuts, putting combinations together, closing the distance, really bringing the fight to Andrea Lee. And we know that if you bring a fight to Andrea Lee, she can fold. Andrea Lee is foldable. So, I hope that same-minded Montana is the one that's going to go in here against Luana Carolina, because I think that Montana can beat Luana Carolina for sure. I do think that she can beat her. I think she can stop Luana Carolina. And as for Luana Carolina, a win over Montana De La Rosa is a good solid win. Like, people take that win seriously. If you can beat Montana, she's one of the tougher girls in the floating around in the unranked. In the league of the unranked. The unranked at 125 is probably the most dangerous unranked in the women's UFC. You know what I'm saying? In women's UFC, that's probably the most dangerous unranked group of girls that you can fight, because some of these new girls coming in are not going to beat these girls. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Luana Carolina versus Montana De La Rosa. This is your boy BJ, back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like, hit that dislike. And if you guys have not already, hit that subscribe button for your boy. And I'm out.